Hi folks, it's about 5 to 3, October 29th, Tuesday, about 54 degrees. Well, you guys can hear it running in the background. By the way, batteries are all charged for anyone who cares. You guys can hear it running in the background. 1985 250 SX joins the class of 2013. So let's talk about this rig. I put tranny fluid in the rear end and spun it around and dumped it out and spun it around and dumped it out and spun it around and dumped it out. And boy, did I get a lot of crap out of there. But there were no chunks. There were no huge pieces. They were kind of gritty, but no huge pieces. For all the spare parts I had, unfortunately, I did not have the bolt that I needed. I don't know if you guys could see in there. I put a hose clamp on it, then I put a cotter pin on it, so it's on there, but I wouldn't exactly take it out and start doing donuts with it right now. Shoot that wheel right off into the bushes, break the axle, probably strip out the rear end. The rear end is, I don't know how well you guys can hear that. Let me put the camera a little closer. Most of that noise is coming from the tires. So and the wheels being a little loose on the axles. I don't have the bolts on both sides, so the wheels aren't pulled tight. But it seems okay. The engine seems fine. Seems to run strong. The oil's clean, full, which is always a good thing. She starts easy. She fired right up. I used the electric start to start it. Kickstarting these things really don't do much for me. So this is what it looks like. Give or take 1.5 feet. Not a bad looking bike. Obviously not a virgin. Right, she's got some miles on it. It's got a nice tow hitch in the back. There's the other side. So yeah, she's not a bad looking bike. She's got no tail light, no headlight. These holes in the back here, I assume people add them to put some kind of rack or something on. That's an assumption, right? Come up and then clamp to the sissy bar and maybe go a little further back. So I'm going to assume that's for some kind of rack. Those holes. It is a bit faded. It needs, lots of love. But for the price, it was $350, and it looks like I'm going to have to put another 25 into it, seeing as that bolt there and the other bolts I have all appear to be that size or too big. So I gotta buy I'm gonna have to pop for that eBay used bolt at $25. So let's run through it. So it cost me $350. The tires are probably worth an easy $100 bill. The carburetor appears to be good. The starter appears to be good. Coil, all that. Gas tank is pretty pounded, but still it's probably worth something. The seat isn't pretty. but it's still probably worth something. Front fender, it's missing the skirt thing, the black thing. I might have one of those floating around on one of the other bikes that I can steal. Notice I'm looking at the Yamahas more these days for stealing things. So, or maybe I can, I'll dig something up. So, put that skirt on it, buff the plastic up a little bit, throw a couple of strategic stickers. Boy, wouldn't that become pretty? Headlight, taillight. I don't know. What's a good running one of these worth? Once I put the bolt on it, I'll have $375. Call that headlight, taillight, all that crap. Let's say I have 400 into it. I don't know. She should be worth 5, 6, 7 all the time, I think. Right? Starts, runs. About the parts I have downstairs. I really thought I had a rear end for this thing in pieces. It must be from an older, I doubt it's from a newer one. It must be from an older 250 SX or Big Red or something along those lines. The parts are really, really close. So I'm thinking that, you know, maybe 85 was a little different than 84. I mean, the bolts that hold the hubs on down here are one size smaller. The bearings seem a little smaller too. So somehow they're a little different. You know, you can see the even the exhaust on this thing's in pretty nice shape. So here we have it, 1985 250 SX joins the class of 2013, and it cost me $350. Craigslist deal. He wanted 400. I managed to squeeze it out of him for $350. Something about having to load it, actually lift it in. Couldn't roll it in because there were no back wheels on it. Once again, it did come here under its own power. I think that's somewhat of a requirement to join the class of 2013. You have to kind of make it to the backyard under your own power. 2 of the 3 Yamahas did. The blue one didn't. It's got a thrown timing chain. That one didn't. That one started, but the rear end seized, so she didn't come back under her own power. So I'm not quite sure how that rule fits, if I'm going to go with that rule or not. Alright folks, I think this is it. I got to start putting crap away. I got stuff spread all over Hell's Half Acre. I really should stop fooling around and get the shop area put together. You know, I'm having trouble picking up and moving things. You guys saw that video of my hip, right? My bipolar there. So I really need to get something that that can pick and place things for me. I mean, some of the units are interesting. This guy here has an automatic. It seems to start relatively easy. So it would be good for kind of beating around on, but I really need a hook or something on the back so I can pick things up with it. Almost like a boom, so I can lift things up high. You know, almost high enough to, you know, get something like that out of the back of the truck without dropping it. So that's one of the reasons why, as you know, I keep running through my mind, you know, the UTV golf cart wrecker thing. Part of the problem, though, is let's say I built such a thing and sat it right here, so whenever I needed it, it's ready to go, and you know, I just pull it out and use this space to work in. Wonderful thing. But the garage door, even if this is opened all the way, it's not like I'm going to put a huge boom on it. Though I guess a lot of times with tow trucks, especially the old tow trucks, they used to be able to kind of raise and lower the boom. depending on what they were up to. But that would be handy. That would make my life easier. Not too big though, because it'd also be handy if I was able to drive it through these sheds. I mean, obviously I can't drive through that, but let's say I was putting stuff in here, right? If it was sized correctly such that I can easily drag something in here and put it off to the side and keep moving. Or these guys, the twins out here. Right, you could see this golf cart. I don't know, it's about 5'6", 5'8" inches tall. The problem is the width. If it wasn't so wide, it would fit in here. But yeah, something like this. By the way, I was asked a couple of questions. Could one of these be put together big enough? 16-foot cattle panels, you're not going to get enough of an arc to fit an F-150 in there. The Ranger, maybe you can kind of tweak it, because if you go narrow with it on the bottom, right, it gets a little taller, the sides get a little steeper. You might get a Ranger in here, but you definitely, that guy, no way, it's too wide. That truck is probably 7 foot wide, give or take a little bit. And by the time you get this 7 foot wide, you're not going to grow the height enough. I think that deer is on its way back to scare the hell out of me. At least I'm ready for. I wonder if that guy would fit in here. Probably not. All right, folks. Live, love, and have a great day. Take care. This is probably it for the week. I have a 3-day run, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday nights, so I'm off for Saturday and Sunday. I don't know if I'm going to go to the flea market. Buying this $350 toy kind of ran me a little out of money. They have one of those airport flea markets this weekend, the last one of the year. But once again, I think from a coin point of view, I'm kind of running a little low. And then the one out in Connecticut, if they have the airport one, some of the vendors go to the one at the airport, and then there's just not a lot at the one in Connecticut. The other problem with the one in Connecticut is it costs me a lot of money to go there. It's almost, by the time I get done with gas and everything else, it's almost a $20 bill. So, I mean, it's good to go, it's good exercise and all that, right? But from a practical point of view, if I'm not bringing something home, you gotta wonder why I'm going. Okay, folks, live, love, and have a great time. We'll catch you on the next episode of The Horde. Till then, remember, tires down, handlebars up, and, go buy a trike. What the heck, it's only money. Thanks for watching, subscribing, and commenting. Bye.